Do you recall a police officer called Jallo at the scene?
For Hakilo Samuda Nolama, police to Taraje, men contom with Jallo, Dingiran Doje.
And Dangaman Londa, come Cabri Cabrita Ranulia.
Well, what I can remember, when a call was made to the PIU,
it was a more call, well, any pick up on our pick up from a Tarnujid.
They didn't have a vehicle with them there at the time. They also called another place who came with that pickup.
Were you present there when the corpses were evacuated?
A police coxal control. Very police will control between dollar mandate bantajere. So what the entire pack to enter na diary na patrol diary.
Well, when all the corpses were back to work to go to my office and enter the information in our diary.
Was that the end of this investigation for your staff?
Itala do kula la karola fo ila kiskisiro nyin dandula danda woldoba.
Ni nata na staff kirindira Dembo mayan call.
Well, we gave them one staff, the man called Dembo, who called me.
At any meeting full of Sabakela.
He attended 2 to 3 meetings with them.
And then after a meeting we not stop Mabe meeting with the Kotak.
Then after the last meeting they stopped him, he didn't attend any other meeting again.
Interesting, Mr. Chair. On the day the corpses were evacuated, did you see the vehicles which carried them?
Tungo men na nyim moto na ta purka nyim furo samba. Foyo moto nyin jela ba meye furo samba ba.
Imagine ngamra pick up ole na ta kama pick up buluring firma ala tafina kola PIU la kola lebal.
If I can remember, it was a dark blue pickup which came to pick up these corpses.
You may be mistaken as to the color, but let me show you this newspaper article.
Asekeno ye fili moto nyin na kulo la bari badunga nyin kibaru kaito la
Mr. Chair, this is a volume from the material we've received about the Observer archives. They're not yet exhibited, so I'll mark this for identification, and we would exhibit them all later. Yes, but this is Observer of 25th July, 2005, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you recall ever seeing that? Or those vehicles with the dead bodies inside?
The Hakilo Benadal motor fingerling, PIU motor black motor finger.
What I can remember was the vehicle was a dark, it was a black vehicle belonging to the PIU. So when they came, this is how we placed the corpses inside the vehicle.
We have information that Observer journalists were there, and this is what they.
Kibaro sotoko kibar bunda me kafa Observer ila kibar
Could you read out the article?
Kibar kaito nye faisa karan no nyabang.
8 found dead in Brufut.
Mosai free otombonta Brufut.
Could the newspapers, could the photographers zoom into the picture?
Say it again.
No, honey, ako camera tiola beola. Puri natalo.
Mr. Kambi, could you raise it a little bit?
Puri camera lo kibar kaito nyinga e.
Yeah, warandi.
It is turned upside down, isn't it? Okay, perfect. So the date. What's the date, Mr. Witness?
July, Monday, 25th July 2005.
Tenango July karotil mwani lulu 2005 wala mungu nyintimembe safarin kaito bala.
Are you sure that this newspaper article is referring to the scene that you saw at the Tanje Bariza?
Ilata nyinna lako nyinki bar kaito nying ay men safe jam wala mu ku kilo nyindi defana menje Tanje lo kunu malayandi dingira nyinto membe Tanje.
Is this the story that you are referring to?
Well, this I don't know because there is no date here.
Date Monday, July, already.
The date here is Monday. And by that time, this had already transpired. This had already happened.
But look at what the article said. It has indicated yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So you are satisfied?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chair, we would mark this for identification. Let's say I mark for identification 1 under Ousainou Touray. Right? Okay. So it would be exhibited at the right time. Pass it to the judges. So you said you identified Dembo Kasama to work with the investigators. And you said he attended some 3 meetings.
2 to 3, yeah. 2 to 3.
Did he tell you anything about those investigations?
Yeah, after covering cold bay botara, I met a Karnani for Lulusi.
After the whole episode, it went up to 4 to 5 months.
Another for problem on me along Akata Mula, many along another young Purka Shiro, Purkata Europe.
That was the time when he informed me that the whole thing is about migrants who came here to travel on towards Europe.
Did he tell you the source of his information?
Because I have a panel investigation panel on Coronel. Meeting on the
He was part of the investigation panel because he goes along and attends their meetings.
And then covering me another information on the password of Niduko, warned not to Akana Kumapo court.
This is why when he was stopped, according to him, he was told to be quiet about this thing, not to talk about it, not to inform anybody about what happened.
In essence, he was asked to conceal the information.
And from that day up to now, he didn't discuss this anywhere.
Did he tell you the number of people who were involved? Number of victims?
The amount of corpses that they were talking about was not consistent. Sometimes they talk about 45 people, sometimes they talk about 50-something people.
Did he tell you about the nationalities of these people?
He said many of those victims were Ghanaians.
But in Dolphon, bring me Bundula Lumang, Rumoso Fotoko, Mokring Canada Jere, what other Ghana police kata Mataning explained.
When we were
not understand
when we were moving these corpses, then a rumor spread around saying one of them escaped who went to Ghana town and later went to the police to explain this matter to them.
Why do you think that Dembo was told by members of the panel not to discuss the matter outside the panel?
Akana ni mo kana nyinkunyinta ka kacha kisau ka wanya. Ndadi watu bengalon ko foul play le karaje.
When this started, we all knew that there was foul play in this whole thing.
Anu watu farang hombe ngokana ninkana involved back.
And in those days, everybody thinks about himself, how to save his own skin, so that we will not be involved deeply into this matter.
Wala kata wala dembo fo wala meeting all funi akumande ni wantanga abaka ta all the meetings.
Yes, and Dembo himself, he doesn't attend all their meetings except when he is called. That's the time when he will go and attend their meeting.
Were you scared?
Okay,
yes. I was really afraid.
Why?
Yellow mo for kang many along ko yellow mo memory all of you go your father drone among think.
Well, to come and look at corpses and you later hear the information that these people were just killed and they didn't commit any crime.
And for them boy ko ni information on likta ndolla mantara ndolla civilian among the group, so valana controlling information.
And they later told them that we were the only civilians in the group, and if this information is leaked, then they will know that it is us.
So did that convey to you the message that government was covering up?
Fo na nying kibaro e dilal ban ko masa kunda nying o wato la dai ba ko nying ba mabo kanne.
Kind of ngolon kabring kula water for quite.
Yes, we knew that from the beginning of the whole thing.
Why do you say that?
Mune ya sabu ite ofo.
Ndolo do ku bunda to fon to fon ya problem jamal le soto menu mang comment menu kacha no la bari problem jamal le soto mani alon ko atina le fo department no ni fo man develop no. Because
at our office so many things happened there, and we had a lot of things which really made us afraid until it took us to a level where we found it difficult to develop the office, the department.
What exactly do you have in mind?
Na program follow.
We had two programs there. The first one,
President Buffalo Dani Brazil.
The former president brought buffaloes from Brazil. He begged buffaloes
from Brazil.
I'm not sure whether he begged for them or whatever, but he came with these buffaloes from Brazil.
While animal manage for the benefit of the country.
These things are wild animals, and we thought that we should have managed their upkeep for the country.
Nada advice.
We gave him advice how to take care of these animals.
According to South Africa and Tanzania.
According to how we were educated in South Africa, Tanzania, and other places.
Caricature can characterize because the advisement there was not in favor.
Then he caricatured and criticized us, saying that we don't know our work because the advice we gave him was not favorable to these animals.
But has anything happened to any of your staff since the discovery of these bodies?
But tumalamen na yenyi furol nyingi wanyari nyindingira nyindo. Fuku soro dal menkete ila do alla do kulalla ba.
No, nothing happened to the workers.
Have you by any chance heard about corpses buried in the park?
For harje kono fo inane ya mwele bang ko furol na soro dala menu yaron ko ye bade allo forest woni kono jeba
jalo me fengo ko jawolun ne ngamoy.
I heard that the day Jalo testified here.
In view of the knowledge of your park rangers of the forest of the Tanjeba Reserve, would it be possible to provide guides, rangers who would help guide, make a tour of the place?
For alole pour ici molu tombo menu be kala itandir lalti katambi dolu nyato pour ka dinkira murumurun ka jube pour isalong membe kerinje.
Wanyanda kara ka anunsi fenga taw abo tawon or director la side la program.
Yes, that's possible. I can organize that even with the help of the director. We can organize something like that.
Throughout the period after 23rd July 2005, did you see anything in the park?
July karo tulimon ni sababu botala. Ila forest woni ngala wula kama nyumbe kono je. Fo fenje jere ba melon asiso bindi nyina kwa sikeno bade mol bade wala keta jang nyim forest kono jang.
Ani more information also.
No, I didn't get that information.
Thank you very much. No further questions.
Thank you, Council, and thank you, Mr. Touray, coming to testify before the Commission.
Chairman, lead council Numbara, Mr. Touray, I had a Numbara, Prison Takana said the Arola Council Nyatilimula.
Commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate.
Silang Commissioner, Nininkar, Bebulu, Ibe Nininkalale.
Fine, that doesn't seem to be the case. If you have any concluding remarks to make, Mr. Touray, you may please proceed.
Sa inwari commissioner man soto membe nyinin kala ifanana kumo kumfadula ning ya kuma soto ilafta me yitandila esi continue ka okuma kangulu fo.
Kaindela kumoti jahara.
Well, I have a very short thing to say.
Be commissioner mol be kontona.
My greetings to the whole commission.
Be tentula be jaila be dogu kendo men.
I thank and hail every one of you for the good job you are doing.
Alo nenti nyaro kete.
I know that destruction should happen or something wrong should take place.
Nyandam murla le kada jube munati no tinyaro ni o problem ol kete.
We should go back and look to find out what caused this problem.
Anu ngalong atol be wale ke kante.
And this is what I think you people are doing.
Anu nemalong ka men keta dung.
And if we don't know what has happened in the past,
membe nyaron de ku kenola membe tankala isaje men keta dung wakana de kai kotek.
Then in the future we will not be able to determine to prevent what happened before to reoccur again.
Cairo diata back.
Peace is enjoyable.
Diata back.
Very, very enjoyable. Because in those days, we who were directors, if you travel out of the country, that's the time you get peace of mind. If you are in the country, you have to look at the 10 o'clock news. If they don't call your name in the 10 o'clock news, then so that you will not run away. I've seen directors who were terminated or dismissed from their jobs. Just because that vehicles which were parked around their places were about to be auctioned.
Some people think that vehicles parked near their places were to be auctioned.
So
and that director was asked to auction that vehicle. That vehicle was not in a good condition because it was more than 5 years it was parked there.
Intentional so that auction so that
he was arrested.
A very cheap price as he
was arrested because they said he wanted to auction that vehicle cheaply so that he can take that money.
And civil service
that things like that happened in this country, which really made a lot of civil servants to run away and leave this country, to abscond, and they never returned. Even if you are appointed and given the position of a director, sometimes you are afraid to tell people that I am a director. So that's the type of existence we tried to end in this country. So thanks to Allah, you are here to find out, to seek the truth about what happened before in the past.
And then
that will help us to take a road or to take a way which will help us to prevent a recurrence of what transpired here before. Where I am going to close my remarks.
Educational system
let's look at our education system and empower that department. Because if you look at the whole thing,
half education problem.
Well, my mother used to tell me half education is always a problem. My thanks to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Touray. I imagine the 10 o'clock news broadcast meant to a large audience.
Ako numbara Mr. Touray. Yemera molu kasi katalantan kibaro lujube fo e bijele fo tankata fo mantanka.
But thank you again, for your testimony.
Ako bari numbara ila sede yarokan.
Council, if there is no further witness coming, we will resume our proceedings tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Can you confirm, is there a third witness coming for the day, or this is it?
I hate to disappoint you, Mr. Chair, but there's none for the rest of the day.
Thank you. We will end our proceedings here today and resume tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock sharp. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much.